Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, and I'm just checking in. I'm just checking in on you, just seeing how's it going. Gonna fucking run my yap for 30 goddamn minutes. Been talking all morning, pitching fucking shows and shit. But here I am, getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday. Hey, Bill, you going to the game? No, I am not. I'll be in the vicinity. I'll be up there. I thought about going to the game, but when I went to that KC San Francisco game, I just couldn't believe how long the commercial breaks are. Because I hadn't been to a Super Bowl in like 20 years, and it's always been a bit of a spectacle. But I don't know. I'm into the game. I want to see the game. I want to hear the announcers. I want to know what's going on. I don't need somebody from the fucking Food Network doing cartwheels with some K-pop band or whatever whatever brand adjacent shit is going on. It's really fucking crazy that these athletes that perform in the Super Bowl, I would really think that the head coach is like, part of your game plan has to be talking about the pacing of the game, how long halftime is, how long the commercial breaks are, how many things that how do you keep your head in the game? Going away there's enough time to heal from an injury on some of those commercial. Hey, I'll tell you, it's a long time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then also this whole, I've aged out of going to games. I feel like games of that magnitude, when there's going to be an extra level of Comic-Con, people just dressing up. I was just joking with a buddy of mine. Said back in the day, you could tell what somebody did for a living by what they wore at a game. Do you see people dressed in jeans and a T-shirt? Someone else would have a suit on. You just fucking came from work. You just went to the game. You didn't have to dress like you were on the field. And then you didn't stand up unless something exciting was happening. That whole new thing that I stand up and I yell the whole game, and that means I'm more of a fan than you are. I mean, it's I don't I don't get it. I don't know why you're wearing eyeliner. I don't know why you have a football helmet on. Why you feel the need that you're going to be the cheerleader of the section. I don't know. Where did it start? Did it start in Cleveland first with the dog pound when there was grown fat men eating dog biscuits, thinking they were intimidating the other team? I always love that. You think your costume is intimidating people. It's like they have to deal with actual violence in the result of concussions that are going to affect their quality of life until the day they die. But, you're over here dressed like Boba Fett. I'm sure that's a major distraction. So anyway, yeah, the let's fucking go. Whenever that started, I think players started saying it first, and then everybody else starts saying it. I just saw this great highlight of even in women's sports, they're doing it. And there was this great highlight of this woman rounding third base, and she's going in to home plate, and the ball gets there, and she fucking leaps over head first over the catcher, goes past home plate and comes back and touches play. It was an amazing play. But then when she gets up, she gets in the catcher's face and goes, "Oh!" Yeah, that's when I stopped clapping. I'm like, why did you just do that? I don't, if you get up to the plate next and you strike out, then what happens? Does the pitcher walk all the way up to you and go, "Oh!" And you're like that dumb shit? And I'm not going to blame women because guys started doing it. I don't understand that. And then that is now bled into the stands. The amount of people in the stands that should get a flag for taunting. I don't understand. It's I like my team. I'm rooting for my team, but I understand that I'm not doing anything. So as much as I'm giving athletes shit for making a play on somebody else and yelling in their face, at least they did something. At least they did something. But to be in the stands, like, that's never made sense to me, that it escalates to the point, like when, like the fighting in the stands, it just never, somebody's rooting for another team and you escalate it to the point where there's a fight and then you get escorted out by the cops and possibly are now facing some sort of assault charge. I don't know. Dads getting into fights at each other at kids' games. Like, there's just a lot of people that aren't happy with their own lives. That's kind of like what I'm feeling. And listen, I'm not saying that I don't get like ridiculously into shit. But like, I don't get, I've never gotten so into something that I'm going to taunt a perfect stranger. Oh, maybe, oh, you know what? You know what? That's not right. Maybe like in, like when I'm driving, road rage or whatever, or something like that. Dude, even like in my stand-up act, if somebody like heckles me or whatever, like I try to keep it, I'm not trying to escalate it to like a physical confrontation. I'll deal with the person, but like I usually just like ask questions or something of that nature. But I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's because I don't want that smoke, as the kids say. Maybe I'm not tough enough to be in this world. I don't know what it is, but like it is kind of fascinating where you see like when fans act like the people on the court. Like, where does it start? Who's influencing who? Who's the parent? Who's the kid? Yeah, and is there an age where you're too old to wear like a jersey with another man's name on your back, like your high school sweethearts? Anyway, all right, I think I've said enough. Having said that, yeah, I'm just gonna watch it over a buddy's house up there. Gonna smoke a cigar, watch a little bit of the game. This is my last, by the way, this is my last weekend of cigars, and then I go back on another one of my 3-month sabbaticals. And then I'm just sort of on my way. But anyway, let's talk about this week. I finally watched that Bruins-Tampa Bay Lightning game, the Stadium Series, and Jesus Christ, we were up 5-1. Ended up losing the game, I think 6-5, and haven't quite finished the third period. But like that, the last 5 minutes, 7 minutes of the second period is the most undisciplined period of hockey I think I've seen in a long fucking it was like contagious. We just kept taking one penalty after another. And as much as like the refs missed that penalty on Tampa and McAvoy got in the guy's face, he was right. All the penalties they called on us were right. Like, I didn't know what we were doing. It was one of the greater acts of self-sabotage I've seen in a while. So, it was such a, we were playing, we completely took the crowd out of the game. And in 5 minutes, they had 2 5-on-3s. And then we got another penalty. But there's no way for you to go down. They won't have you out there 5-on-2. So what they do is they send somebody to the box. And I think it just extends how long you're on 5-on-3. The guy was trying to do the math. They literally ran out of places for people to sit down. Like, you ever see back in the day when, like, an extra pilot would fly, like Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can? And they have that little jump seat. I didn't realize there's a little jump seat in the penalty box. Once you get 3 people sitting there, then there's this extra one. They just sort of pull it out like a folding chair. We had 4 people in there. It was like Kastelik was in there. I think Corrali was in there for covering up the puck. Kastelik for cross-checking somebody after they scored on a power. Fucking Swayman, our goaltender. The guy had like 11 penalty minutes in his career. Got 7 minutes in the final, like, 7 minutes of the second period. 2 for delay a game and 5 for fighting when they had a great goalie fight. So the goalie fight was great, though. So I know he played Florida. I heard it was a great game. I don't know who won, but if I was a betting man, I would have bet on the Bruins just because of that brain fart of the second period we had, and they would want to redeem themselves. And as far as I saw, I think Marchand is day to day. I think he was out for the Panthers, which is weird saying Marchand's out and being relieved after all those years of rooting for him when he was wearing the Bruins jersey there. So anyway, plowing ahead, I did Dean Del Rey's 60th birthday party at the Avalon. We did the Bon Scott tribute again, and just had so much fun. I did fun doing stand up. Ian Edwards, Byron Bowers, Russell Peters, Dean, and myself. Everybody just screwing around. And all these people were there. My half brother, now that everybody knows, was there. Jerry Cantrell was there. Fucking Gene Simmons was there. He came out and he played. It just was fucking, it was insane. Mikey Nez, Josh Z, Billy Rowe, Dean Del Rey, of course, and Steve Gorman. And then, Brad Wilk was supposed to be there. Unfortunately, he got the flu. And at 10 o'clock at night, the day before the gig, Dean texts me. He goes, "Can you reach out? Can you somehow get to Chad Smith?" So I knew somebody that knew him. Reached out to him. Within 5 minutes, Chad's like, "All right, yeah, I'll do it." "What time's the show?" And we're like, 7 o'clock doors, 8 o'clock show. He goes, "All right, I got something till 7. I'll be there." And he showed up. He didn't even do sound check. He just sat down and played and crushed it and didn't even miss a beat. So Steve Gorman was already crushing, then Chad crushed, and I had to follow those two fucking beasts. And not only are they obviously professionals and they're amazing, they're also really tall, mountainous men. And old fucking average size Billy goes out there. I got to adjust everything. I just left the hi-hat where it was, and I just had to bring the snare to where I could handle it or whatever, and went out and played. I had a great time. I thought it was the most relaxed I've played. Made a bunch of mistakes or whatever, but I was able to just, not drop the beat or whatever, and drums sounded great, and I don't know. I did Sin City, which is just classic, Phil Rudd tricky shit or whatever. But it's more like just being locked in with sort of his feel or whatever. So I did that one, and Dean sang that one, and then the second one I did Dirty Deeds with Alison Mosshart, who's just like a total, she fronted Dead Weather. She's fucking unbelievable, just unbelievable, and her energy was crazy, and that really helped me. So I wasn't nervous because I was watching like a fan. I was like, "Oh, look at her, she is a woman possessed when she gets up there and sings." And then Dean came back out, and we finished with "Oh, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be," the live version of it, which is one of my favorite songs off of that album, and that Killer If You Want Blood, You Got It live album. So, and Josh Homme came out in the end and sang, what the fuck did he sing? Night Prowler. I know I'm forgetting people. There was so many goddamn people on that. Oh, Justin Chancellor from Tool played bass on a couple. Yeah, man, it was it was kind of the who's who of everybody that I listened to in the 80s and 90s, man. It was unbelievable. So thank you to Dean, and happy birthday to Dean. It's just one of the great, and then all the fans who came out, they get so fucking into it. And it's such a fun show because I feel like it's like the crowd and everybody on stage is all expressing how much they all love the same band. So there's this synchronicity that's going on that is, it just was I don't know. It was such a good time. And by the way, too, I play all the time on my little drum room or whatever, but to actually play like a drum kit that's like mic'd up and shit, it just sounds like, I don't know. It's like going from riding a little electric scooter to being on a motorcycle. It's just the most amazing feeling in the world, and I always end up learning something. Like I feel like that night, as far as learning drums, I like watching Steve Gorman when he does the sound check. And even then, I was going, I see what he's doing here. He's sort of like, he gives him the dynamics. He just sort of hits the snare a few times. The loudest he's going to do it, the quietest he's going to do it. Then he plays a little fill on it. Then he does the same with the rack tom. And then he kind of adds both drums. I was just sort of watching how he did that, where so the person could dial in each drum individually. And I'm going to be sort of throughout this gig playing the drum from this level to this level loud. Here's what these two drums sound like together. And then in the end, here's what the whole kit sounds like. I saw that thing. And then seeing Chad Smith come in, not rehearse at all, and sit down and sound like he's been playing with these guys for like 10 years. I was like, oh, that's not Chili Peppers Chad. That's studio musician Chad Smith, where he like is played on people's albums. Where, okay, this isn't a Chili Pepper thing here. I have to come in and figure out what this person's vibe is. And how, I don't know, he just listened to the songs in the car. Just sort of he didn't have anything written down. He just sat down and played them. And if he made a mistake, I didn't see where it was. It was fucking amazing. It was really amazing. So, like I said, thank you to Dean and everybody who came out. It was beyond, as always, beyond a great time. And anyways, what do we got? So the Super Bowl's coming up this week. I like if I can get the Patriots around 4.5, I love the Pats. I feel like if it's at 3, because I haven't looked at the line. If it's at 3, I feel that's going to be a push. I just think it's going to be a close game. Seattle is obviously the more talented team, and I think more of a powerhouse of a team. So we're going to have to shut that down. So it's going to be like this is going to have to be like one of those Belichick games where he shuts down John Elway and the Fun Bunch, Jim Kelly and the Run and Gun. Or when he shut down the Rams' greatest show on turf. Like, I'm not saying their offenses are that level, but, like, we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to outcoach them. Is what I'm thinking. And I think we got a fighter's chance. I feel like this game is like a pick 'em with a 4.5-point spread, hopefully. And at that point, I will take my New England Patriots. It is something that they won't bring up because for whatever reason, I don't know how we pissed off people in the NFL. I don't know what happened, but we never get our props. Like the way they blow Seattle, oh my God, their fans are just so loud, right? And literally their owner was fucking their own fan base that time when he was charging the extra money for a large beer, and it was the same amount of beer. And the guy still has the nerve to go around smiling like he's on your side. He's a piece of shit. I'm not saying Seattle Seahawks fans are pieces of shit. I'm saying your owner is a piece of shit. Who does that to their own fan base? How much fucking money? You already made them buy you a stadium. Now you're going to fuck us on the beer, you cunt? Anyway. I don't know. I just got all upset with that guy. This is the deal. If the Patriots win the Super Bowl, that will be their 7th Super Bowl win, giving them the most Super Bowl titles in the history of the Super Bowl. So we will have the most Super Bowl titles, and we will have the most NBA championship. So 2 out of 4 of our teams will have the most fucking titles in the sport, which is, we're already tied and we have the most, which is incredible. Do you think they ever give us props for that? No. This because of this. Weigh the footballs. They just do that shit to us. And then meanwhile, New York City has like 9 zillion fucking teams, and they all suck. They all suck, and they live on the past of the fucking New York Yankees, and then they act like something unbelievable. They blow that place. I don't know. I will never fucking get it. I will never understand that. That New York, I guess it's because there's so many people there. That's where the money is. I mean, if you want to take it out of Boston, like just Just go with like the NBA. Why do the Knicks get the level of attention that they get during the fucking playoffs? They suck every fucking year. They blow it. They blow it every fight. They've blown it for over half a fucking century. And they get more goddamn attention for losing in the second, third round of the playoffs every year than I think the Golden State Warriors and San Antonio Spurs got combined. I'll even throw in the Denver Nuggets when they won it that year. That was such a great story. Well, that guy was like, there's a parade? I don't want to fucking go. You could give a shit. That was like really interesting. Nah, that's Denver. There's no money out there. It's a bunch of dirty white people rafting, drinking Coors Light. Anyway, sorry. Plowing ahead here. Let me do the reads for the week. What do we got for this Thursday? ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter. You know, it's hard to find people who are so good at what they do. If you're hiring for your company, this is a busy time of year for you because you've got new 2026 goals, which means finding the right people to accomplish them. Hopefully your goals are doing the right thing. Hopefully your goals aren't like, we're going to make more money and dominate the market. Unfortunately, you also have new hiring challenges for 2026, like filling specialized roles or identifying qualified candidates from a huge pool of applicants. Thankfully, there's a place you can go that can help you conquer these challenges and achieve your hiring goals. It's Zip. And right now, you can try it out for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. ZipRecruiter's matching technology works fast to help you find top talent, so you don't waste any time or money. With this wonderful ZipRecruiter advanced resume database, you can instantly unlock top candidates' contact info. Resume database. You can all right. Well, as long as they put their number in there. Let's hope you don't have contact info because somebody bought some floss at CVS. All right, 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first date. See for yourself. Don't listen to me. See for yourself. Just go to this exclusive web address right now to try it for free. ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. The smartest way to hire. All right, what do we got here? Sorry, stomach is growling here. Kalshi, and I'm looking at my lunch that I'm going to eat the second I'm done here. Kalshi. This episode is brought to you by Kalshi, the largest prediction market in the U.S. Kalshi allows users to trade events, contracts peer-to-peer rather than playing against a sportsbook. Available nationwide, including in California and Texas. Well, wait a minute. Why wouldn't you just say available nationwide? Nationwide would include California and Texas. Download. You can get this anywhere you want in the United States, including Rhode Island. Why are we singling out California and Texas? Download Kalshi and use Kalshi, Kalshi, and use code Burr, B-U-R-R, to get $10 when you deposit. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States. I have no idea what a prediction market is. And it lets you do something unique. Trade on whether things will or won't happen. Forget sports betting where you play against the house. Kalshi is peer-to-peer trading. Think of it like this. You buy, they're going to explain it. Here we go. You buy a yes contract if you think an event like, parentheses, will the New York Jets win the Super Bowl this year? Will Kendrick Lamar win Album of the Year? Will President Trump pardon Diddy before 2027? You know what I liked about those? Each one became more believable. You buy a no contract if you think it won't happen. You're trading with users similar to buying or selling a stock, and you can jump in or out of your position at any time to lock in a profit or cut a loss. I don't know what this is, but this is fascinating to me. Kalshi is where you put your money where your prediction is. Download the Kalshi app and get $10 when you deposit with the code Burr using promo code Burr, B-U-R-R, when you sign up to get $10 when you trade 100. Anyway, plowing ahead. You know, they're talking about, when I was just reading that ZipRecruiter thing, I was just thinking, like, how amazing would the world be if people that ran companies weren't greedy assholes and just paid people a living wage? Like, why won't they do that? Like, everybody would just be happy. Like, and you could still make money. You know? Why do you have to make all of it? Like, what if they just fucking paid you enough money where you could make your rent, you could buy a house, whatever the fuck you wanted to do. If your people in your family got sick, you could go to a place, they take it. Why the fuck are we still playing this game that there isn't enough? There's plenty of fucking money, so everybody should be okay. But like the people at top, they want all of it. It's unreal. And we're going back. These fucking robber barons, we're going back to it. Like, people lost their lives to start unions. Why did we need unions? Because they weren't paying us a living fucking wage. And we're going right back to it. And what kills me is the amount of people that are like fucking supporting these modern day like robber barons. I don't want to get all into this dark shit, but it's just like, I don't know, sometimes I think about that. Like, just how fucking cruel they are. Like, why can't you just, like, I don't know. If I ran some giant company, I have a little production company. I pay my people. But if I ran some giant thing, like, I wouldn't want anybody who worked for me, like, laying in bed at night going, like, oh, my God, my kid needs braces, and how the fuck am I going to do this? Like, one of those idiots said that shit. I want my employees to come to work afraid, go to sleep afraid, wake up afraid. I don't know. I think that's like just some nerd shit. Like, that's how they felt when they went to school. So now they're sort of drunk with power, and the abused becomes the abuser. I don't know what it is, but it's so weird that we're all used to it. We're all used to, in this country, United States, we're used to the fact that if you get sick, even though you're making all of this money and you're working all of these hours per week, you don't have enough money to take care of yourself. You know, since I've been like in my 20s, American healthcare has been, don't get sick. It's fucking nuts. Anyway, and then if you say that, hey, people, if they get sick, we should take care of them. What are you, a fucking communist? No, I'm just think that if somebody gets sick as human beings, we should help them out. Oh my God, that thought is radical. All right. Anyway, enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. As always, I will be watching it with some friends, and I tell you this every year. You want to enjoy the Super Bowl if you're just really into the football and not all the other bullshit? Go hang out with some friends. Everybody shuts their phones off. You fucking barbecue or smoke a cigar. Do whatever. Let the game get like an hour ahead. Maybe even a little more. Let it get to like fucking halftime. And then you just turn it on and you just fast forward through all the goddamn commercials. That's the way to do it. I think, anyways. You don't have to do it that way. All right. My stomach is growling. I have hiccups. And I'm looking at a pork chop. All right. I'm out of here. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl, and I'll talk to you on Monday.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, February 5th, 2018. What's going on? How are ya? How you doing? I'm actually doing pretty good after a Super Bowl loss. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles winning their first Super Bowl championship of all time. The first one. First one's the best one. If my team hadn't lost, I would have gone online or something like that just to watch grown men crying in Philadelphia over sports, which is one of my favorite things ever. I remember when the Patriots won their first one. I was actually at the game, having gone previously to when we lost to fucking Brett Favre. And he took off his helmet and ran down the field. Whee! I bet his agent cried on that play. We're going to make so much money. Look at him. He's so adorable. Have you seen a picture of his dick lately? No. I just remember when we kicked that field goal and we won. And I'm going to say we, by the way. Hey, people go, you weren't on the field. Yeah, well, I get shit when my team loses. All right? Whenever your team wins, people go, you weren't playing. But if your team loses, then they go, fuck you guys. You guys lost. So suck a dick. All right? We lost yesterday. Anyways, I remember when we kicked a field goal to win the fucking thing. And everybody tackled each other, and I got up. There was this guy just standing there. He had like tears in his eyes, like he was gonna fucking start crying. And my eyes met his, and he was looking at me. To this day, it's the weirdest moment that I've had with another male. I could see if we were at a fucking funeral. Jesus Christ. Man the fuck up. And I also remember, if I was in Philadelphia, I would want to hear from that guy. One of my favorite things this year in the football season was when when Carson Wentz went down and that Eagles fan called in the radio station and started breaking down crying to the point he freaked out the radio host. He called up, he was like sort of complaining, and then all of a sudden he's just like, when's it going to happen for us? Every year, it looks like they're going to win. The fucking radio host is going like, buddy, you're crying? Oh, it was great. It was just fucking great. So I would love to hear that guy's follow-up call. He's probably crying even more. So I really wish when I finally saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl that they weren't playing my team, so I could have enjoyed it more, because that is something as a sports fan that I really enjoy, because there's only two fan bases that I just wish eternal misery on. And that's the Yankees, because I have to, the same way they do it with Red Sox fans, and the Montreal Canadiens. Other than that, I would never wish that, a fan base never got to feel a championship. So congratulations to you guys. All right. Now, having said that, I've had that Don Henley song in my head this whole morning, just thinking about the game, because there's always that fucking devastating shock when your team loses. And the song I woke up hearing today, for whatever reason, was Don Henley's Last Worthless Evening. And I was walking around the kitchen, I was just singing, that was the worst fucking defense that I've ever seen. Dude, that was it was an exciting game. But if you really look at it, that was arguably the ugliest fucking Super Bowl I've ever seen. It was like both teams were in a fucking prevent defense the entire game. That was a fucking Super Bowl, people. There was 2 punts the entire game and no sacks, unless you count the Brady fumble, which I don't know how that works. If you slap the ball out and then you tackle the quarterback, if that's considered a sack. I heard them kind of alluding, saying this was the first sack of the game. I was at a Super Bowl party, which I usually don't do, but I got a kid now. And I went and actually, had a good time. There's a bunch of kids running around throwing balls and all that stuff. And I was being the lunatic sitting in the other room by myself trying to watch the game or whatever. But anyways, you know what's great about having a kid? You don't have to watch the halftime show. I'm going to put her in the stroller and go for a walk. So I don't even know who played the halftime. I just kept walking by the front door and I kept hearing music. And when the music ended, I came back in and then somebody goes, hey, great timing. It's like, hey, I've watched a few of these. Watched a good 40 of them. Anyways, I've never seen, the defense was so fucking bad in that game. It was literally like, how did either one of these teams even make it here? I don't know if it was the weird matchup or what. I mean, I don't know anything about the fucking Eagles, considering I thought that fucking Sproles guy was still playing. But I did call it with the running game. I just didn't know it was that fucking dude that you got from the Dolphins. Whatever, right? But I knew that was going to be a problem. I don't know what the fuck happened to the Eagles, but I will tell you, the New England Patriots, the game this season where I went like, oh boy, oh Jesus, we ain't winning it this year, was when we played the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we went down and we scored. The fucking game was over. There wasn't enough time left, even with Big Ben, and then we gave up a 90-yard screen pass. And the only reason why we won that game was because of that stupid fucking is it a catch, isn't a catch. Now, when he catches the ball here and he turns and starts running with the ball, we don't know if he has possession as he possesses the ball and reaches over the fucking goal line. My number one thing I want them to fix in football is that fucking rule. I don't remember there really being a huge is it a catch, isn't it a catch controversy before they fucked with that rule. So every once in a while, you try to make the game less controversial and you do dumb shit like that. Or even the tuck rule. I mean, that was fucking stupid. That was a fumble. It's the stupidest. He tucked it in. I don't know. But I don't know the rule book the way they do. It's fucking dumb. And all you Raider fans who are jumping up and down because the Patriots fans said that was a fumble, go watch the fucking roughing the passer call that you guys got back with old Kenny Stable and Ray Hamilton jumping in the fucking air. That gave you a goddamn Super Bowl, okay? So why don't you take off your fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show scary Raider costume and shove it up your ass, all right? Sorry, I'm still a little upset that my team lost. Attacking fucking Raiders fans who are about to become the most profitable fucking franchise in the modern NFL era the second they go to Las Vegas. They're going to do so well in Las Vegas. This is my prediction that I'm going to say the Rams will eventually move to Reno or Laughlin, Nevada or some shit, right? So, anyways, getting to the game. That was the ugliest fucking game collectively of team defense I've ever seen in my fucking life. I don't remember seeing a punter the whole game. I haven't looked at the stats, because my team lost. So, you go on fucking radio silence. I'm not going on social media because not one Eagle fan talked any fucking shit. And I already looked at my feed last night. Somebody was like, fuck it, all this shit. It's like, where was that before the game? When your green knees were fucking shaking. I think there was 2 punts, no sacks. Other than, I guess, that Brady thing, if they count that as a sack. Okay? If you told me before the fucking game started, I'll just say, because I don't know what happened, I'll say the Eagles punted once and the fucking Patriots punted once. You just told me, all right, you're not going to sack Nick Foles once and the Eagles are only going to punt once and you'll have 1 turnover. I'd be like, oh boy. Oh, this is going to be ugly. We're going to get the living shit kicked out of us. And I bet if you told Eagle, what the fuck happened to the Eagles defense? I thought they were going to kill us. I was like, Jesus, this fucking team looks like those Giant teams. So they got that great front four. They got a fucking running game. They're going to fucking make Brady move. And we're going to be frustrated and punting and all of that shit. And then they're going to have the running game chewing up the fucking clock. It was still a great game. And I know there's a bunch of Patriots fans whining about that trick play, who, by the way, Chris Collinsworth just couldn't get over that play. They kept going back to it. This has got to be the greatest, most iconic play in Super Bowl history. It's like, you mean the one the Patriots just ran 5 minutes ago? You see that at least 5 times a fucking year in the NFL regular season. It wasn't like this unique trick play. And if you watch college football, you see it about 40 times a year. It's just the standard fucking play. Now, I guess the legal formation is if you need 6 guys on the line, and the Eagles had 5, and there was one guy a cunt hair back. So, I don't know. If you want to say that's a legal formation, I'll tell you this. What the defense played yesterday, and if they actually called that, the Eagles would have scored on the next fucking play. All right? It'd be one thing if we were actually stopping them. I would actually look at that and be like, well, wait a minute, blah, 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 blah. My buddy said something funny. He goes, if the Patriots scored on that and we actually won the game, they would be calling it formation gate for the next 3 fucking years, which is hilarious. We probably would have lost a draft pick because of that play. But there's no fucking way on any level I would ever take that victory away from the Eagles. They won the fucking game, all right? And this is how bad the defense was. Even on the last play of the fucking game, they still had to give the Eagles fan base a fucking heart attack when they batted the ball all around. I mean, there was like 3 Patriots that had a shot at the ball as it was like hanging in the air. Just a really weird fucking game. But I can say this. I am really happy for Eagles fans and the city of Philadelphia. And I know that I will always be sort of connected to that city as if I fucking hate them. I don't. I never did. It was just I had a bad show. I was in Philly, and I went after this shit that you loved. But I really, the only time I ever really hated a Philadelphia team was when the Celtics and Sixers had that great rivalry. But other than that, you know what I mean? We're in the AFC. You're in the NFC. We were in the Adams division. You were in the Patrick's division. I actually used to like the Flyers back in the 80s because I liked fights. And I remember rooting for them. I think they played Edmonton. I forget who they played, but they were going to lose the game. And out of nowhere, Ron Hextall had an absolute shit fit. And for whatever, I've never seen a goalie do this, just skated out of the crease and started fighting somebody. Just completely spazzed out. Fucking ran out. Skated out, I should say. But after a while, I couldn't become a Flyer. I couldn't stay a Flyers fan because they reminded me of how I was living my life. Where it's like, well, this worked fucking 30 years ago. Let me keep trying it every year. You know, they kept trying to beat their way to the cup because it won them a cup at 74, 75. And then they continued to do it well into the 2000s. So anyways, what else? I made a couple of notes here. I think that was it. Anyways, but this one, it doesn't hurt the way those Giants ones hurt. This one is just, this one just kind of sucks. But anyways, congratulations. That's fucking great. So now the Philadelphia Eagles in the last 10 years, the city of Philadelphia has won a World Series and they won a Super Bowl. So now they need the Flyers. It's 76ers to win, which I don't know how the fuck that's going to happen. So, anyways, there you go. There's my Super Bowl chatter. Once again, congratulations to the Eagles fans. And, Patriots fans, here's the positive that you can take from it. All right? The team 100% overachieved this year. All right? Not having Edelman the whole year, having Gronk concussed, and Brandon Cooks, essentially knocking himself out of the game. I've never seen anybody do something like that. When he peeled back, I literally yelled, what the fuck is he doing? I've never seen a guy peel back with the ball and be looking the wrong way and get himself knocked out of the game. There should have been like Benny Hill music playing. I don't know what I think he was so surprised he was that open. He didn't know what to do with it's like he had his own public park to himself. Anyways, here's your as Patriots fans, how you can get past this. Just be happy. You know, every time the Patriots win the Super Bowl, you know, when you really think about it, you know, have you ever gotten a ring yourself? You don't get a ring. All you have to do is now go out and buy a championship T-shirt and get a subscription to Sports Illustrated. So it's nice, you know, to avoid that expense. Anyways, so there you go. And now the worst feeling ever, almost as bad as your team losing the fucking Super Bowl, is that football season is officially over. No college, no pro, no Canadian, no nothing. Whatever, you got March Madness coming up. Formula One starts next month or whatever. But anyways, congratulations to the Patriots on a great season. And once again, congratulations to your Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia fucking Eagles, man. Who would have ever thought? Now, wait a minute. Let's go around the league. So who's left? We all know the Cleveland Browns. And they certainly didn't take a step towards winning one this year, but you never know. Sure, they got a bunch of draft picks. Let's go around the league. Patriots obviously have won. Giants obviously have won. Jets won Super Bowl III. Eagles have won. Pittsburgh has won. Ravens have won. Washington has won. Carolina Panthers 0-2. Tennessee Titans lost to the Rams in one of the great Super Bowls of all time. All right. And they never won as the Houston Oilers. They did win an AFL title, I believe, the first year. Jacksonville Jaguars never won. So there's 3 teams that have never won. And the Browns, that's 4. Bengals never won, that's 5. Lions never won, that's 6. Dolphins have won, Tampa Bay's won. Atlanta never won, that's 7. Oh shit, there's still a lot of teams left. New Orleans has won. All right, moving on up. Minnesota never won. Bears have won. Kansas City Chiefs won, Super Bowl 4. Cowboys have won. Houston Texans have never won. That's 9. Broncos have won. Arizona Cardinals never won. That's 10. San Diego Chargers never won. Jesus Christ, this is really saying about how many dynasties there's been in football. The Rams never won. Fuck. Raiders have won. 49ers have won. Seattle have won. I probably missed a team or 2 there. So 12 teams haven't won it. 20 teams have. Well, I guess, you know something, if when the Patriots, we say the Steelers have won 6, Patriots have won 5, 49ers won 5, and Cowboys have won 5. That's 21 of the 52 Super Bowls right there, spread out with just 4 fucking teams. Giants got 4, so that's 24. Packers have 4, that's 28. So that's 1, 4, like 6 teams have won 28 of them. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense then. So I guess there's really no shame at this point, you know, having never won a fucking Super Bowl. Considering like a lot of those teams I mentioned were expansion teams like the Panthers, Texans, and fucking Jaguars. All right, there you go. Another goddamn season out the window. And I have to be honest with you, I am really fearful, you know, with Tom Brady going to be turning 41 here, that it might be a long, long time before we ever get back to another one. If we don't get back next year, because I'll never forget, you know, everybody talks about Dan Marino, who undeservingly gets all this shit for having never won a Super Bowl. I mean, the game had passed his coach by. He never had a running game. He never had a defense. He still did what he did. Was he supposed to tackle people too and come up with the fucking game plan? The man would literally throw for 6,000 yards a season if the rules of pass coverage were the way they are. All right? Now, that guy went to a Super Bowl in his second year, I believe, in 1984. Not only did the Dolphins never get back during his career, they've never been back, period, since then. So that was 34 fucking years ago. Dan Marino was 23 years old. He's now 57. That's how fucking nuts this is. So I'm telling you right now, when Brady and Belichick leave, you know, I'm going to be 50 years old. If we go through what the Dolphins go through, I will be 84 years old still waiting for them to get back. So I don't take any of this for granted, because there's a lot of people who hate the Patriots go, I mean, you guys must not even be exciting anymore. It's like, no, dude, it's fucking unbelievable. I'm trying to enjoy every second of it, because I always think, okay, this is the last time we're getting back. Thank God we won. This is the last time we're getting back. Ah, fuck, we lost. This is the last time. Oh, we lost again. Oh, we won. We won again. Now we fucking lost. I don't know. It's fucking, you know, and for all you Patriot haters out there, I mean, you're really, Paul Verzi said it best. He goes, it's like you're literally watching something you're probably never going to fucking see again. That level of dominance. But I do understand, you know, if you love your fucking team and all that shit. But anyways, we are definitely, I don't know where we are in the run. We're definitely in the final 10% of it. And I don't know if that was the last of it. We shall see. We shall definitely see. But, you know, here's the thing. If they never get back again in 34 years, or they do, either way, I'll be sitting there watching, because I have nothing better to do. Okay. What is that? 20 minutes in. All right, let's read a little bit of fucking advertising. Shall we? All right. .com, enter Burr, and look who just came in. The one thing that can put my smile on my face after a Super Bowl loss, my wife and my beautiful daughter.
She insisted on coming in.
Okay, come on in. You know what? I don't know what happened yesterday in that Super Bowl. I can't explain. There should have been Benny Hill music playing during that game. Can you give us your breakdown, Honey Bunch? What happened? Pushing the microphone away. You don't even want to talk about it? You're so devastated? That's because you're spoiled. Because this.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. The Patriots won the Super Bowl every year of your life until this year.
What?
That's right. She's 1 year old. They've already been there twice.
Oh.
And all she knew was winning. Sorry that you had to learn this ugly lesson. Oh, my God, if they showed Nick Foles' wife one more friggin' time, I get it. Isn't it unbelievable? I guess I have to say as a redhead, the way blonde people get treated. I swear to God, if she was a brunette, maybe they would have panned past her face to some fat Eagles fan eating a cheesesteak. Are you going to say anything? You just throwing your hands up? Is it weird that I have headphones on and a microphone here?
You can't say hi?
You say mama? Nothing?
Nothing.
She's speechless after that loss, right? There you go. There's the mama. Can you say hi? Can you say hi, buddy? You can wave.
Hi.
Hey, who played the halftime show yesterday?
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, it was Justin Timberlake. Oh, shit. I should have watched that. I was pushing her up and down the driveway. Having a grand old time. All right.
Hi.
All right, let's stop trying to show off here. Let me finish my podcast here.
All right, come on. Say bye-bye.
They haven't showed a quarterback's wife that much since Kurt Warner's. You know, although she was a brunette. So there goes that theory. All right. The stupid pom-pom hat on. You're in an indoor stadium. All right, Bill, don't be a bitter douche. All right, I won't. Congratulations to Nick Foles' wife. I was hoping that the Patriots were going to kick the shit out of the Eagles just so I could have seen this sports headline, you know, and if Nick Foles threw like 3 interceptions, they would have said Nick folded. But it didn't happen. All right. Formula One. Let's get to the questions here this week. Oh, no, wait, I got to tell you about my show in Reno. So I want to thank everybody that came out in Reno. Even the douche that tried to interrupt my show and have a YouTube moment. I fucking love that city, man. I had such a great time. I went up there and I worked with my buddy Rick D'Elia, who we started out together way back in Boston in 1992. I think he maybe started like a month before. We were trying to figure out who started before, but I always remembered seeing him. And, you know, seeing a friend, you know, Jesus Christ. I mean, I've known him for 26 years. I've actually known him longer than the age we were at when we met each other. So it was, you know, just all the stories were coming out. And when he brought me up, he actually made a reference to this fucking hell gig that we did. Nick's Comedy Stop, where I started. I remember that was such a big deal to work at that comedy club. It was just a legendary place. It was the house that, you know, Steve Sweeney and Don Gavin and all those guys built. And we were both, you know, no-name comics, just past being open micers, had started hosting in, like, you know, outside rooms like Dick Doherty rooms and all of that. And Rita from Nick's called us up to do a private gig for Nick's Comedy Stop. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, my God, things are finally starting to happen. And, you know, me and D'Elia found out, you know, we were working with each other, which should have been a red flag right there. Going like, they called you too? Oh, my God. They believe in us, right? That should have been a fucking red flag right there, because both of us should have been opening for somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing. But instead, we show up. It was the Fisherman's Feast in the north end of Boston, which is the Italian section, or at least it was back in the day. I don't know what goes on there now. Everything, the prices, they just driven any sort of like culture has been removed, which is why I like going to so-called B, C, and D level cities, because there's still that unique vibe there. You'll go there and see stuff that you don't see in every other fucking city. You know, the same 10 fucking corporate chains and whatever. Everybody walking around with their Instagram look on their face, you know. So anyways, we show up to this gig. It's outside, literally in the fucking streets. Did I tell this story last week? I can't remember. And there was like a fucking band on stage. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore, right? And all the Italians are sitting there singing, and you really just feel this great sense of family, tradition, and culture. And now you got these two pasty-faced, at least Rick was half Italian. I'm fucking German, Irish, just standing there with my fucking fire engine red hair. So D'Elia goes on. Nobody has any idea what's like. This fucking guy's like, now we got a little comedy. And people are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then D'Elia goes on stage trying to smile through probably the biggest panic of his life. And I remember wanting to laugh at him, but I couldn't because I knew I had to go on next. So whatever he was feeling, I was about to feel. But at least, and for me, it was going to be worse. Because at least before he went on stage, he had fucking hope. Like, well, maybe this will be good. But when I saw Rick go on stage, I had confirmation that this was not going to be good. I just remember him just fucking interrupting this great fucking party, which is so many of the early stand-up gigs, just interrupting something that everyone was totally enjoying and they really don't need you. And then they don't know that you're coming up there. And then you go up there and they're like, what the fuck is this? All I remember was when I went on stage bombing and just looking up and seeing all these old Italian ladies like hanging out the window, just looking down at us like what the fuck is this? And just afterwards, I forget, we probably walked out of there. There's no subway stop. Or we walked over to our cars. I don't even remember. But anyway, it was great to work with him, but I was in the middle of my set having a great time, and I do this bit where I make fun of the troops a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's not even, it's not even fucking remotely. It's like a fucking hilarious bit. The first time I did it at a VFW to make sure that, the way I was doing it, I did it in front of the troops. They were all fucking dying laughing. I mean, those guys there that lost their legs over there and shit, and they were still laughing. They loved the fucking bit. So I do the bit there. And I've moved on from the bit, and at this point I'm making fun of ISIS. And all of a sudden this guy walks all the way up from the back of the room. And fortunately the chairs were like where he couldn't get all the way up to the front. He starts yelling at me, pointing at the stage, going, "Hey, show some fucking respect." That's what he started seeing, trying to have his fucking YouTube moment. You know what I mean? And I was like, what? Show some respect for what? He's like, the military. He's doing one of those fucking things. Like, yeah, I love how the military is just so fucking off limits now. That support the troops. You just have to constantly be blowing the fucking military that you can't even make fun of somebody in the Navy who all he does is swab the fucking decks and is getting a standing ovation walking through the fucking airport. I've done that fucking bit in front of so many troops. They've all found it funny. This fucking, show some fucking respect. This fat fuck. Oh my God, I went off on that guy. Why don't you show some fucking respect and lose some weight, you fat cunt? For your fellow American, for every time you get the middle seat on a flight and your fat fucking man tits spill into the other. I'm so fucking sick. I'm so fucking sick of everybody being so goddamn fucking offended at comedy shows and just making the whole moment about themselves. You fucking mouth-breathing chimp. Jesus fucking Christ. If you can't fucking see through the fucking, whatever that fucking expression is, see the forest through the fucking trees with all of this shit, I just can't fucking help you. And considering all the shit that I had said up until that point, I didn't show any remote respect for anything. Every fucking subject. That's what kills me. I blamed women for sexual harassment. That's how I started my fucking show. Where were the fuck was he during that one? Fat fucking cunt. Oh my God, I was so fucking mad at that guy. I hated that security escorted him out. I appreciated that they did that, thinking that I wanted to it. I wanted to talk to that guy for the rest of the fucking show. Walks all the fuck way up. He was waiting for his Oprah round of applause. When I told him to go fuck himself, everybody laughed. I can't believe that, That's the classic thing at like a comedy show that usually ends up on the fucking internet. You know what I mean? That self-righteous fucking douchebag. You know what I mean? Where everything else that I said up to that point was so fucking ridiculous and absurd. And then that's the one that you're going to take fucking seriously. Like, what kind of a fucking moron? That's what I was saying to this guy. It's like, do you really think I'm anti my own country, you dumb fuck? And when you guys come out to my show, when you see the bit, okay, it's so fucking pedestrian. It's ridiculous. And even when I did the fucking bit at the VFW, the troops came up to me and was like, yeah, we say that to each other. But this fucking guy had to fucking, take his hair out of his ponytail, tossle it around, and have his big fucking head rolling moment. Fucking kill yourself. I hope you fucking have a heart attack, you fat fucking cunt. You know what it was if he didn't like the bit, then heckle me. The fact that he came up there and he's like pointing at me, yelling at me like I'm his kid and he's my fucking dad. Ugh. Anyways, let me just fucking plow. That other than that, the gig in Reno was fucking awesome. And I gotta be telling you, that was actually more upsetting to me than watching my team fucking lose the Super Bowl. All right. Anyways, let's get into the questions here for this week. Formula One. Oh, by the way, Billy's getting is continuing with his getting in fucking great shape, man. I've made my goal is, turning 50 in June, through years of doing stand-up comedy and trying to get a positive out of a negative. 5 people showed up. What do I do here? Do I give in to the fact that there's 5 people, or do I make those 5 people, which they brought another 50? You know what I mean? When you fucking, I don't know, when you're in this fucking business, the greatest thing about this business, unless you knew somebody when you got into it, most people get into it and they don't know anybody and they have no idea what to do. And they're standing out in the street in broad daylight in the Italian section of Boston, eating your red dick. I mean, if you don't figure out a positive mindset, you're really not gonna survive. So I'm turning 50, which I used to think was going to be devastating. I'm actually really excited to try to get myself in the best shape I've been in about 20 years. So I'm trying to get down to my basically the weight I was at when in the shape I was in when I started. Now, I'm obviously going to fall short because no matter what I do, I'm still fucking about 30 years older. But that's not what it's about. It's about going for it, and I'll still, So anyways, I have a weight that I want to get into. My fucking shoulder, the rotator cuff feels great. And I finally have been able to get a regimen between all the information that I've gotten over the last year. And I've put together a program that is really fucking working for me. And I have to tell you, what I did the other day? Other than taking my beautiful daughter to the park on the swing, which I think I'm going to do again today. It's my favorite thing ever, is she was on the swing. And I was able, once I got the swing going, because I can finally lift my right arm over my head. I've been able to take my shirt off with both. I've had to take it off with my left hand. I've been able to take my shirt off with both hands in like over a year and a half, which has really fucked up my closing bit, everybody, because I really try to get sexy in the end, I was actually able to reach up and hold on to like the bar above the swing, and I made sure I didn't put any weight on the arm. All the weight was obviously, my feet were still on the ground, and I just gave it a little bit of a fucking stretch, and it was this tightness, but not pain. Because what happens, I found, anybody else going through this shit, is when you have an injury like that, you get into this protective, the way you hold yourself, and it's fucking crazy, man. Like, having not put my hand above my head for over a year, like I can't physically do it anymore because those tendons don't get stretched, and all this fucking shit just, I don't know, grows over it or whatever. It's weird. It doesn't feel like pain. It's like there's a doorstop or a governor. I just can't go any further. So, after doing all these other exercises, I end with that, and it feels tremendous. And it was funny, I was doing that while watching the Super Bowl, and one of these other Patriots fans was laughing at me like, dude, you're really getting into this game. And I was like, no, sorry, man, I'm just fucking working out my shoulder. So anyways, I hope that helps anybody out there that has that issue. So I will actually be able to work out. But the great thing is I've discovered bands, working out with bands, in a door jam and all that, which is really going to help me on the road. And I think I'm done with the weightlifting for a long time. That's kind of what got me into this, years of weightlifting and not doing enough back exercises. And the front part of my body was way stronger than the back, and it pulled my shoulders forward, and one of them came up. And then I, was bench pressing, and just the bones, I don't know, the rotator cuff tendon just rubbed on it and got inflamed. And then I was just fucked. And it's really something that if it ever happens again, I'll be able to get out of it in 6 to 8 weeks. But I just didn't know what to do. I thought, this will work itself out. And then they just became all fucking glued up. So anyways, if you ever gone through anything just remotely physical like that, to finally just be able to fucking take your shirt off or brush your teeth, you know what I mean? Or put the shaving cream on my head when I go to shave my head. I always had to put it in the left hand, I'm fucking mess. All right, here we go. Formula One, everybody. Hey there, Billy, the red-faced cunt. I've been a long-time listener for about 10 years now, and the podcast has always been a great break from the drudgery of everyday life, especially back in my university days. Okay, I'm done blowing you now. Anyways, my father, and I are all car lovers. That's great. I remember following Formula One closely as a kid when Jacques Villeneuve and Michael Schumacher back in 1997. I'm so pissed I missed that because everybody tells me I missed the great days of Formula One. Listening to you get into Formula One had me thinking of getting back into it myself. With that in mind, I decided to buy myself an early birthday present and bought tickets for the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona for this upcoming season for my old man and I. Dude, that's the shit. I'm trying to go to 2 races a year, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. It's either going to be Mexico City and Brazil, or if I do some tour dates over in Europe, I'll just bookend them with the race. We shall see. Obviously, Mexico City is deceivingly far away from L.A. Like, I always picture that it's just south of Los Angeles because, you just go south and you're in fucking Tijuana. Let me look that up. Where the fuck is it? You know what? I got to hold the microphone here. Can I do this? Do I have this ability? Here we go. North America. I see a map. Here we go. Come on, slow internet. All right, clicking on it. Oh, yeah, it's like south of like fucking Houston or New Mexico or something like that, right? All right, where do we go? There's Australia. Where the fuck am I? All right, zooming in. I really should have hit pause. Oh, yeah, Mexico City is like south of San Antonio. So it's like flying all the way to San Antonio. It's like basically flying all the way across and then all the way south again for almost the same distance. It's probably, the equivalent to flying to like Tampa or something like that. But then Brazil, if I go to Brazil, I mean, that's all the way. I used to think when my buddies used to go to Brazil, that they were flying due south, and that due south actually would get you into like Peru or the western side of South America. I would love to go down there too. Maybe I'll do that, and then I would actually be done with all the races on this side of the world. Who knows? That's such a cool thing that you're doing that with your dad, though. Anyways, plowing ahead. I know you like the Air India team. I also like the Williams Martini team. I just like their colors. And I don't want to pick a perennial powerhouse like Mercedes or Ferrari. So my question is, which team racer did you enjoy watching most? My father and I are going to pick a team to root for during the upcoming season to make our father-son weekend a little more fun. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Who did I like? I actually, Daniel Ricciardo is probably, the closest to Lewis Hamilton. And I would also say I really liked, I'm so new to the sport and I haven't thought of the name. That guy, I know, and his teammate there. His teammate was a fucking maniac. Hold on a second. I got to make sure nobody switched out of the team. Let's see. Red Bull Racing Team. That kid was like 20 years old. Drivers. Here we go. Unless he switched teams. Max Verstappen was really fun to watch. I would say out of the young drivers, he's probably the best. I don't know if he's still on the team. These guys seem to jump around like free agents. And then it's all about getting on the Ferrari or the Mercedes team, which, 2 seasons in is getting a little boring. So I would like to see somebody else win, So Max Verstappen, I guess that's what I would say. I would say that. And that's such a great thing to do. I'd never been to Spain. That's amazing. I am going to be doing a gig, I believe, to celebrate my 50th birthday. I believe it's coming together over in Europe. I'm going to go, I think I might be doing a gig somewhere in England. And then I'll be with my lovely wife and beautiful daughter. And maybe we're going to go to France again. I'll try to polish up on some of my French. But if there's any races over there, you know what? You've inspired me. I'm going to talk to the guy who books me today. And I'll be like, we got to figure out, what Formula One race is going on over there. Because I got to add that 50th birthday and go to a Formula One race over in Europe. Man, that would be sick. All right. More Formula One shit. Formula One grid girls. Hey, Billiam Wallace. Big fan from Glasgow, Scotland. Formula One just announced that they're getting rid of the grid girls because they feel this custom does not resonate with our brand values and clearly is at odds with the modern day societal norms. Same things has happened with the darts and is looking likely for boxing and UFC in the future. Are these probably ugly feminists doing nice-looking girls out of a job, or are they doing the right thing? All right, I don't know what the fuck. I kind of know what you're trying to say. What are your thoughts? Cheers and go fuck yourself, you cunt. Yeah, that's just all, lip service, no pun intended. It's just bullshit. You know what I mean? And, I think it's all bullshit. Here's the deal. To say this custom does not resonate, to say it's clearly is at odds with modern day social norms, it isn't. It's 100% at odds with the public horseshit political correctness, which all political correctness really is being phony. You know what I mean? It's just denying what you're really feeling, denying what you really want to say, denying what you're really fucking thinking. That's why comedians seem so fucking outrageous. They always say, oh, you're saying the things that people think but are afraid to say. They're not afraid to say it. They say it in their cars. They say it with their friends. They say it at home. I'm not talking about being a racist fucking moron. All right? They're basically trying to say that men do not enjoy looking at beautiful women. This is against the societal norm, that people do not gravitate towards beauty, both male and female. Like if you're a good-looking guy, you're not going to have your pick of the litter when it comes to women. And vice versa. Like if you're a beautiful woman, that you're not going to have to fucking, you know what I mean? You can look at it in like a negative way. I always thought that because it was outside of this country, that I always thought that they had a better way of presenting beautiful women, that it wasn't just like that Hooters vibe that we have here, like, I'd like to stick my dick between those knockers, the ugly way that we fucking do everything over here, I think what that is they probably got enough crap from these women's groups and they just don't need the headache. So, and I also feel that a lot of when they say you're exploiting women and blah, 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 blah. I think there's a lot of truth in that. I don't think it's that way with this. I think that's what are they doing? What exactly are they doing? Are they fucking, twerking and all that shit? It's just a beautiful woman walking around with a ring card. That's it. Getting attention in a very safe fucking way. I mean, what is the fucking problem? And I do know that, the way guys can't handle a good looking guy who's fucking jacked down at the end of the bar, a better looking guy with, fuck that guy, guy's a fucking pussy, yeah, come on to go fight him, Women do the same thing with the better looking woman that comes walking into the bar. They fucking hate him. That's it. So I think it's pretty fucking childish. However, Formula One is on ESPN, and, ESPN used to be great, but now they kind of ruin everything, so I'm going to blame them. They obviously were too fucking stupid to keep Will Buxton, who was phenomenal at his job. I don't know. So, yeah, I think that's all. The whole thing is fucking dumb, and eventually there's going to be a backlash. God forbid there's a beautiful woman walking around on stage. God forbid, and guys are, excited by it, and fucking whistling a little bit. Who cares? You know what I mean? This is my problem with feminism, is that all the corrections are made for them, which is really kind of putting it out there as if that women don't need to adjust their fucking behavior in any ways when it comes to men, And feminists get to speak in these unbelievable, broad, no pun intended, blanket fucking statements, but guys cannot. You know what I mean? I'll speak in some blanket fucking terms for men. Hey, how about you earn your own fucking money? How about you buy a round every once in a while? How about when you go through a fucking divorce, you try to do something fair and instead of trying to take every fucking last dime you possibly can, you greedy cunts. All right, we're moving on to the next one. No, they don't need to adjust that at all. They don't need to adjust any of their fucking behavior whatsoever. They don't do anything wrong whatsoever. I tell you right now, if women died that much sooner than men, you don't think that there would be a study? You don't think that there would be a fucking ribbon? You don't think some way that they would blame men on some level that women die that much earlier than men if it was that fucking way? I don't know. I think that's why guys are so funny, is because nobody gives a shit about us. They really don't. You know what I mean? They just don't. Anything that happens to a guy is, dude, you hear about so-and-so? I hate to be him. Sucks to be him, right? That's it. That's the level of support we have for one another. All right. Deported father. Dear Billy Justice, 2.5 years ago, my father was deported to Mexico. He had been in the U.S. since 1978, since he was 13. My family struggled without him financially and emotionally. It's been very rough. It must have been brutal. He's healthy and not dead, but he can't be with us. Yeah, that's got to be, oh man, that's fucking brutal. It's been very frustrating and words can't describe it. I'm getting married in a few weeks and he wasn't able to be at the wedding. Every day I see people criticize Trump and can agree with their reasons for doing so. But my father was deported under Obama. My family knows 3 other people who were also deported under Obama. My white friends think they're good people because they liked Obama, but never looked to see what was happening. They didn't care then, but they care now. It makes me feel very mad because it feels insincere and lazy. As a white man who seems fairly progressive, can you tell me why this is? What would you suggest I say to them? It's an emotional thing for me, so it's hard to choose the right words. Congrats on your child. I have 2 nieces, and it's really the greatest thing to watch them grow. Thank you. What can you say to them? Oh, it depends on how open-minded they are. People who are really into politics, which means they 100% watch CNN or Fox News all fucking day as if they're getting some sort of fair and unbiased news feed, you really can't say anything to either one of them. I mean, they're a lot like sports fans, where I try to see, I try to the best I can to see both. Like, I can legitimately be happy for Eagles fans. You know what I mean? I can legitimately look at fucking Derek Jeter and say that guy's fucking great. and I can set aside my hatred of the Yankees or my wanting for my team to beat the Eagles yesterday. But, it took me a long time to get there. So I don't know. I mean, knowing the way I was wired, I would just walk right up to him and be, just so you know, your fucking angel there, Obama, who for some reason gets no shit whatsoever. I mean, it probably doesn't hurt that that his presidency was between two of the biggest fucking dipshits I've ever seen. Is fucking, did I say dipshit? I haven't said that because I was trying to think over the fucking word I could say and not be too fucking offensive and think that I'm a fucking lefty here 100%, which, most of the times I am. But I mean, you can't fool me sometimes. You're not going to fool me again. Went after that, and then this guy who fucking tweets all the time. And then before that, you had a guy shoving cigars in fucking people's twats. I mean, I'll tell you, it's been really rough since the first George Bush, who actually had the, when we pushed Saddam out of Kuwait, didn't go into fucking Iraq and was strong enough to push back against the fucking corporation and say, hey, look, this is not what we were doing over here. We accomplished our mission and we're going home. That's it. So it's been a long fucking time. So I think that there's a thing with Obama, at least he wasn't Bush or Trump kind of thing. So people have a hard time seeing him. And I think he gets handled with kids' gloves in the media. You know what I mean? They every image of him, he's like kayaking or fucking playing highlight and all of this shit. Like the joke I was doing in my act, it looks like an erectile dysfunction ad. And they're really kind of ignoring that guy for all the hope that he said and everything. And I know that job is, I don't know, like literally know, but I understand that it's an incredibly difficult job. And they always say, if you can get one thing done, which he did get Obamacare through. So I guess it was an achievement. But I have to tell you, as someone who does lean left, to watch him go on tour now with $70 million of tour dates to go talk to a bunch of fucking bankers and corporations, and all of that. And just, I don't know, it's as far as the way I read that, that's just those corporations washing their bribe money. Like, we got you in office, you did what we wanted you to do. Now come talk to us for an hour and we'll give you a nice 6-figure paycheck. And we'll all do it, and then you can be worth over $100 million, like the Clintons, like the Bushes and all. Like, it's so fucked up that none of them get called out on that. It's like the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas. It's like you guys dedicated your life to public service, and the presidency is the highest paying job, which now is like $500,000 a year. If you do 2 terms, you're going to gross tops. You're going, what is that? 500 times fucking 8. What is that? That's $4 million. And somehow they're buying giant houses and they all end up being worth 9 figures. And everybody just looks the other fucking way. I don't know. So maybe there's someone within your group that is understanding enough and can see both sides of that. Like if I said what I just said about Obama to a Trump person, they would be like, yeah, that's right. They would be going fucking bananas. But then if I even remotely suggested that Trump seemed a little emotionally unstable and that he's really doing the country a disservice to be tweeting and arguing with people on social media like a 7th grade girl. I don't even fucking respond to people on Twitter when it comes. Occasionally I do. But this is supposed to be the leader of the free world. Trying to get a Trump supporter to admit to how pathetic and embarrassing that is. I mean, that's just kind of the world that we're in right now. But maybe one of those Obama supporters, maybe you could, I don't know. But then also we live in such a fucked up world. I'm going to believe that you're actually Mexican and you wrote this and that you're not some white person that wrote this shit because they hate Obama. I have no fucking idea. You never know. There's no way for me to vet. So if what you just said was true, that is horrific, and I understand what you're saying about Obama, because, I think the best thing he had was he could deliver his speech better than Bush or Trump. But at the end of the day, even though the needle kind of leaned more left when he was in office, the ship stayed on course, if you know what I'm saying. Now, right now, I want that guy from Reno to come walking into my fucking room here. Hey, show a little respect. All right, boyfriend's best friend. Dear Billy Boy, lady here. Uh-oh, here comes some Red Shoe Diary shit. I've been seeing/dating my best friend for almost a year now, and we love listening to your podcast together. It's going absolutely fucking wonderful, except for one thing. Oh, whoa, this went in a completely different direction. I thought you were going to say you wanted to bang your fucking boyfriend's best friend. All right. Okay. It's going absolutely fucking wonderful, except for one thing. His best friend sends him pictures of naked / half-naked girls from Instagram to him. We recently became long distance, so I'm not sure of the frequency still, but before I moved away, he did it almost daily. My issue is, 1, his best friend girlfriends complain to me about it instead of taking it up with him. And I tell her to just talk to him. Wait. There's too many fucking pronouns in here. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Oh, his best friend's girlfriend. So the girlfriend of the guy sending the pictures complains to me about it instead of taking it up with him. And I tell her to just talk to him. And number 2, it's actually hard to take that advice because I don't want him to think I'm trying to control his life. Some of these pictures are actually girls that they know and not just pictures from the Chive or the Code of Man. I don't even know what that is. My question is, do I have the right to be heard about this? Well, are you heard about this? Yes. I'm going to say yes. Are you a free person? Yes, as much as they'll let you be. So I would say, yes, you do. If so, how do I bring this up to him? I've lost over 30 pounds over the course of us seeing one another, and frankly thought it would stop, but it hasn't. That's not why I lost the weight, by the way. Did it for myself. Okay, well, that was weird. I thought all of a sudden you were stressing out over it. Thanks for the advice, and kindly go fuck yourself. Well, that's great. First of all, you got yourself in great shape. You know who's giving you a standing ovation right now? Your fucking vitals. All your major organs are loving you. As we live in a world now where everybody's a hero, including overweight people. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now, if your vitals were standing in an airport and you got off a plane, they would not be giving you a fucking round of applause. Staying in shape is the greatest fucking thing you could ever do for yourself, and you fucking deserve it, all right? And fucking stop playing the victim and do something about it. Admit to the fact that you're the one with the hand shoving that fucking cupcake down your fucking throat. Sorry, I'm getting off track here. I would absolutely bring it up with him. That's completely fucked up. If that bothers you, you should say something. And the guy sending the photos is being completely disrespectful to you and your boyfriend. You know, he's happy in a relationship. Why the fuck is he doing this shit? Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he's a moron. I have no idea. I would absolutely bring it up to him. And just say it the way you said it. Like, you know, this is something that's bothered me for a long time. This is so weird. I actually think if you don't get emotional, if you don't like cry and do the woman thing, which literally freaks most guys out, or maybe I'm superimposing most guys with the way I feel. Like when a woman starts crying, I just start thinking like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. Now how do I argue my side now when you as an adult are actually crying about this right now? And I'm a pushover, okay? Because anytime my daughter cries, that's it. I'm done. And my wife just rolls her eyes at me, just like she's not even crying. She's whining, Bill. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I just, matter of factly, just say, I want you to know that really hurts me. And, but I didn't want to bring it up to you because I didn't want to seem like a nag. But I'm just letting you know that really bothers me and I don't think it's right. And just imagine if we turned the tables and one of my girlfriends was sending me pictures of guys with their dicks out every day? Like, how would that make you feel? Okay? I'm not saying you have to stop doing it. I'm just telling you that it bothers me. Just put it on that and let him make the fucking decision. Rather than come, because I can tell you as a typical fucking guy, if you come out, I really need to talk to you. Yeah, I mean, you showing me pictures and it's making me feel a certain way. All the guys thinking is like, oh my God, how the fuck? I mean, I understand that women are more emotional, but when you fucking do that, in a lot of ways, it's not fair to the guy because there's no way you can argue with another adult that is literally breaking down crying. Okay? I've been in relationships and I've seen women crying, talking to me about something to this level, crying, and I'm thinking in my head, like, I haven't seen people crying like this at a funeral. So it really takes away your ability to argue your side if you have a side, and that causes resentment. Not to mention the fact that women can cry on cue. I swear to God, I feel like some of the time it's a manipulation tactics. But if you're able to just say it and just say, I don't want to be a nag, and I'm not saying that he has to stop doing it. I'm just letting you know that it really bothers me. And that if it was going the other way and I was getting dick pics sent to me every day, I don't think that you'd be too thrilled. And then just let him deal with that. And then be like, I'm not going to say anything else about it. I'm just letting you know. All right? And then let him fucking deal with it and see what he does. That would be my advice. All right. Girlfriend has higher sex drive than me. All right. Dear Billy Fucknuts. That reminds me of that classic Louis C.K. joke. Do you remember that time when he was dating the nymphomaniac? And she kept going, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And it goes, and she was really just backing into me. And it really fucking hurt. And I wanted to say, hey, can you stop banging back into me before you rip my dick off, you fucking psycho? But instead I said, hey, take it easy. All right, girlfriend has higher sex drive than me. All right, dear Billy Fucknuts. I started dating an old girlfriend from high school after 10 years of being apart. Oh, like when Harry met Sally, right? I'm now 26 and she's 27. We've been going steady for about 7 months. I love that you said we're going steady. This guy's like an old soul. And everything has been great up until around Christmas where the problem began. To give you some background, I work from 7 in the morning. She doesn't go to work until 5 in the afternoon and gets out at 1. Oh, you go to work at 7 in the morning. You didn't tell me when you stopped, though. She doesn't drive, so I have to pick her up every night. The only day we have off together is every other Saturday. By the time we get back to my place, I'm completely exhausted and pretty much falling asleep while she's wide awake and usually wants to have sex. Recently, my sex drive has plummeted. Yeah, if you're not getting any sleep, it's gonna. And I can tell you that having a kid now. And that's totally true. The sex in your relationship, it just takes such a back seat. Your kid goes to sleep and it's like, hey, we could hook up or we could get like 50 minutes of sleep. And sleep at that point, it's like gold. Recently my sex drive has plummeted, not because I don't find her attractive or because I don't care about her, but I'm just drained of energy after working 50 hours a week with maybe 4 hours of sleep every night. And after about 5 months of sex every other night, it starts to feel like a chore. Sometimes I've been turning her down lately. This has caused a lot of arguments and fights in the past 2 months. That's probably because she doesn't know why. Guys, generally speaking, are horn dogs, and you could be in the middle of fucking having chemo, and your girl be, hey, you want to? Yeah, let's fucking do it. Banging her while you stand up with that fucking drip in your arm. I feel like she doesn't respect my desire to get some rest, and I've suggested sex in the morning, but at that point, she's already pissed at me. All right, well, if you communicated it and she's still not willing to work with you, then she's kind of being immature here. She seems to think I don't care about her, and that when I try to suggest maybe sex a certain amount a week, like 3 or 4, she gets mad at me, and that she always has to initiate it. I've been trying to be more consistent with being sexually available and more affectionate lately, like visiting her on lunch break and getting her small gifts like flowers to show that I care. But the problem is still here. Yeah, because this is all, you're not communicating. When we do actually have sex, sometimes it's just boring for me because I'm not in the mood or I really don't have the energy to do anything but lay there. I really love this girl and don't want to lose her due to something like this. Do you have any advice for my problem? And when we come back, you bald ginger ball bag. I would say this. You guys need to sit down and have a talk. And just say everything you just said to me. This is the problem with most relationships, is people in it say the things that they should be saying to each other to other people. And then they expect the other person to be a mind reader. She has no idea that, how tired you are. Just tell her. And just tell her that you love her and that you're afraid that you're going to lose her and all of that type of stuff. And just say, the reason why I'm doing it, not been in the mood, is not because of you. It's because I'm fucking exhausted. I'm like a zombie. I'm getting 4 hours of sleep. And just tell her that it hurts you, that you're hurting her. So I really needed to clear the air. And just sit down and clear the fucking air. All right? That's what the fuck I would do. Okay, that's the podcast. Once again, congratulations to your Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, I hope you guys know all these, I had one bad fucking show in Philly and everybody thinks I hate the fucking city. I actually love the city, other than the fact you have 58 one-ways going to the left before there's one going to the right and then another 58 going left and then 60 going right after that. It makes no fucking sense. Other than that, yeah, I really don't have a beef with you. And a lot of times, I wish that show happened in North Carolina because I would have just stood on stage making fun of them for losing the Civil War and the fucking Charlotte Bobcats and Hornets and all. I would just make fun of all that, losing their fucking team and all of that. That's what I would have done. I just happened to be. I was actually in New Jersey. That's the funny thing about all of it. All right, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves. I will check in on you on, Thursday. All right, see you.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better podcast show for the Super Bowl, everybody. That's right. This is the last one of the year. It went by so fast. Bill absolutely crushed it, and I believe you're 10-1 in the playoffs. 10-2 in the playoffs. Something like that. I think I have 4 or 6 losses, something like that in the playoffs. I'm above in the playoffs, but I had a rough year. Jake and Andrew did great, but today we are here to talk about the big one. Is there like a nickname for the Super Bowl? Like, I know that like the one bowl is the granddaddy of them all. Do they have anything for the Super Bowl?
Rose Bowl is the granddaddy of them all. The Super Bowl, I don't know, the shit show, the advertising shit show.
The money grab, the fucking.
No, we were saying the last 2 football games of the year are the AFC and the NFC championship game. If you're a football fan, those are the games you want to go to.
Yeah.
This thing, I don't know. This is like, if Martha Stewart is selling pots and pans at one point during the game, I wouldn't be surprised. It is just the biggest expression of capitalism in a bad way. Not saying capitalism is 100% bad for all you fucking cunts out there. I'm just saying that it's like, this is supposed to be, it's out of all the 4 sports. You know what I mean? Like, they would never do this in any of the Stanley Cup games, any of the World Series games, any of the NBA championship games. But this thing here, Paul, like, they haven't made enough money at the casinos at this point.
Well, it's not even. Yeah, what I don't like about it is like the TV timeouts, even the game TV timeouts, like when there's a flow of the game, you're just waiting there forever. And you're like, dude, get back to the game, man.
No, it's everything. Everything is for sale.
Yeah.
Everything is for sale on this one. So like I said, I'm doing what I always do. I'm watching it with my buddies. We're shutting our phones off. We're letting the game get about 90 minutes ahead, hour and 45. Then you turn the game on. You just fast forward through all of the bullshit. So it's paced like the NFC or AFC championship game, where it's just like, I can stay excited.
Yep.
I don't have to sit through the Little River Band fucking singing a song or whatever they're going to be doing, Paul.
Yep. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We'll bring in Jake after. First, we got to shout out our sponsor. It is BetMGM, guys. We've been with them all year. Another year in the books. Sad how fast it goes by, but we always have a great time with them. The best lines in the game. But you guys, it's not too late, because if you guys want to get in on the Super Bowl with us, all you got to do is take your device and you download the BetMGM app. You put a minimum of $10 in the account, and you will get $1,500 back in bonus bets. So bet responsibly. Have fun with that. And we have the first our code Burr, BURR, very simple. And then we have the first touchdown promo, which we've had all year, where you pick any NFL player in the game to get the first touchdown. And if they do, you win. If they don't, but they get the second, you get your cash back. It's that easy. For the last time, Bill, this is sad. For the last time, we're going to bring in Jake the Snake for the injury report of the year. Jake, it's
Saddest thing about
it's
the end of the football season.
But he's smiling. Because he's a professional.
I'll tell you who else is smiling. The ladies, knowing that his schedule is going to be opening up with all that free time. Going to be the lucky lady to get knocked up by Jake the Snake.
So, Jake, I take it that there's pretty much not too many injuries since we got a little break here.
Yeah, exactly. Not too many. Pretty much no injuries. People worry that Drake may have a shoulder issue, but it seems like he's worked through it and is going to be good to go. So everybody's
off-field incidents, anything like that?
No, thankfully no off-the-field incidents and whatnot. I remember Stephon Diggs had an incident a few weeks back, but they pushed it back past Super Bowl. So
hey, the man is passionate about his food.
Exactly.
Or maybe the check. I don't know what it was about.
And nothing with Seattle.
Nothing with Seattle. No, they thought one of their safeties was hurt, and then it was a mild ankle sprain. So yeah, there's nothing to talk about there, thankfully.
All right. So before we obviously do our picks, this is obviously this is a shorter show because we have one game to talk about, but we do want to bring in some props. 5'8". I'm 5'8". Hey, after this back surgery, I'm going to be less than that. Andrew, you want to come in with some props? My doctor just looked at the MRI and he goes, dude, I got a guy that you have a textbook injury on that disc, and I got a guy that can fix it and make you better for years. He goes, why don't you just do it? I've been just holding it off for so many years, but I'm still holding it off. I'm continuing to lose weight and stretch, and I don't want to do back surgery until it's absolutely necessary. But hey, I'll tell you, getting out of the car today, if you would have saw me get out of the car today, you would have been like, it's necessary, dude. I'm walking like it's bad, dude.
Oh, okay.
It sucks. But Andrew, what do we got for props? Hey, dude, you too. Hey. I mean, this show, we always, when you could come to anything better 10 years from now, it's going to look like this. What are we doing?
You got that Mediterranean skin. I think you will. I'm starting to look like a fucking lobster fisherman.
Dude, I saw a guy I went to high school with, and I'm not joking around, dude. The guy looked like, some of these guys look like 60, 65 years old, dude. Well, what's going like?
Yeah, some kids, like, they age the way people used to age. Like, that guy's definitely not on social media, or he just doesn't give a fuck. It's really like, I think especially just in our business, because, you get trashed all the time. You try to stay in shape because the second you get a little bloated, everybody's all over you, which is great. There's an upside to the amount that you get trashed in this business. But, like, when you meet somebody your age and they look your age, you're just like, God damn, dude, you didn't have to remind. It's just a reminder.
It's how old we are.
Yeah. The first time that started happening to me was like I was in like my early 30s, and I remember on the road I just met somebody. I was thinking like you just think like this guy's probably a couple 2-3 years older than me, and I was in my early 30s, and the guy was like 26, but he was like he was middle of nowhere 26, had like fucking like 7 kids already. He had a big fucking belly.
Yeah.
Looked like he'd been driving a truck for like 50 years, and somehow he was still in his 20s.
Well, the dudes that are like pushing 50 and were always overweight, you could see like the guys that just that were always overweight. But Andrew, what do we have for some cool prop bets here?
Well, yeah, Jake put together a few, so I'll just go down the line. We can you guys can react to them. Here's the first one.
Hold on, that's funny what Bill said. It's funny what Bill said because they look at you online and they let you know as a performer. They'll be like, yeah, funny clip, but I see he's eating good lately. And you're like, what the fuck?
They don't even say funny clip.
What happens with the athletes too? They did
Hey,
like
Bill, lay off the bread, you fat. Bill must be boozing again. Hey, Billy Fat Tits. It's just fucking, it's Billy Man Tits. It's just fucking, it just goes and goes.
They were doing an anniversary.
And your wife's like, we gotta go to the gym. Getting on the ellipticals.
What'd you say?
It's more negative than usual.
Yeah.
I was just saying they were doing an anniversary for like that Miami Heat team that won 20 years ago, and like all the athletes were coming out, and they had all the comments. And Antoine Walker came out, and he kind of gained some weight, and all the comments were like, "Damn,
dude,
Antoine
kind of gained some weight." I couldn't believe it was the same. I couldn't believe it was the same person though, dude. That was really. And then this dude, the funniest thing, Eric Snow, the old Eric Snow of the early Cavs with LeBron when LeBron was a kid, his teammate was Eric Snow. Dude, the comments that the puns they used with Snow, dude, I'm not gonna lie,
Snow is melting.
Avalanche, dude.
Nobody gets it like performers.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing attached to us, so it's just open season.
So the coin toss. So no, Andrew, what do we have for props, buddy?
This is the one that I just thrown up there. Hot start. Drake made it complete his first 5 passes plus 310.
Dude, completing your first 5 in the Super Bowl, that seems a little rough, dude.
Don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. Yeah, because what if he takes a deep shot early? You know, I don't like that one. What else do we got?
You should have said, what if Paul Verzi's the offensive coordinator? Paul, he's going to die on that hill.
I told you,
like
first play from scrimmage, we go deep. We got to stretch out the fucking defense.
I got to tell you, though, one of the greatest things I saw as a kid watching football, and I'm thinking if he was the head coach at the time, it was Joe Gibbs' second time. I think it was Joe Gibbs' second time around. They were the Redskins at the time. And first play from scrimmage, first game, opening night. And he decided, you know what? I'm going to make the D-backs shit their pants. And he had his dude drop back and threw like a 70-yard bomb for a touchdown. And they were like, what? And I was just like, yes. You know, so I think that's where it got planted. Bill, how many times do I text you? Why don't they just take a shot? Paulie, take a shot.
Well, you're like one and done. You see something, and then you're like, this is what they should do. They should do this every time. Well, eventually you would have tendencies, so they would be expecting it. Well, maybe we should go underneath. They're giving us a 20-yard cushion. He's got world-class speed. Just do a double move and just run a post.
Dude,
lay it out there.
Defensive coordinators would have meetings about me. All right, listen, Verzi's the offensive coordinator. D-backs, play back on first down.
I just love the idea of Paul getting in the huddle, like literally talking like the first play, like it's the end of the game. Like, all right, guys, let's put this thing away. Like we're going deep. Like
there was a prop built for Paul on there. It was like either team to score a touchdown on the first play of the game. I was like, first play of the Super Bowl would be insane. So that was just funny.
Actually,
so let's keep rolling.
Has that happened? I think that happened in like 1 or 2 Super Bowls ever. I think that's happened. This is Super Bowl.
Fulton Walker was the first guy to take a kickoff back for a touchdown. I don't think he did it on the opening play, though.
Devin Hester did it.
I was going to say Devin Hester. Yeah. Devin Hester of the Bears. This is Super Bowl 60.
Oh, Devin Hester did it the first play of the game?
I don't know if it was the first play, but it might have been.
I think it was because my dad like put it on the other room, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there in a second." And then it was like, "He already scored." It's like, so anyway.
That was when they played the Colts.
Yeah,
Steelers.
That's when they played the Colts, and the quarterback was Rex Grossman.
That's right. That's right. That's when the Colts made the way we covered their receivers illegal, and they stole our offense, and they won a fucking Super Bowl. And then they turned around and called us. That's right. That's Super Bowl, Paul.
And then Napoleon didn't vote for your boy or for Belichick, for everybody's guy. That was crazy.
I don't give a fuck. You know who finally got in? Who should have been in?
Roger Craig. I was thinking of you.
Roger Craig. Jesus Christ! Thank God.
Dude, I was on radio this morning in Connecticut, and I just said, they had an NFL agent on. He's got 3 players in the league. I mean, he's got 3 players in the Super Bowl. He's got 2 on the Patriots and 1 on Seattle, and he was on the radio talking, and they brought the Belichick thing up. And I just said, the fact that Bill Belichick, this is how much of a joke the Hall of Fame is. The fact that, they were like, well,
The Hall of Fame's not a joke. It's the people who vote for it.
Well, that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. So they should be fucking kidnapped and put in a fucking room if he's not in the first fucking bag. It's sickening. I got sick. Fucking
You don't need
sick.
Paul. It's a part of being successful. It's just Paul. You have to understand.
It's what's wrong with the world.
Successful. Not everybody's going to be happy for you.
Do you remember?
People who are confident, people who are positive, they'll see you achieve something, Paul. They'll be happy for you, and they will be inspired.
Yeah.
Man-titted people that can't lay off an appetizer and eating bread past 8 o'clock at night, they're not going to be happy for you, Paul.
Because he upset a couple of nerds because he was short in press conferences. Do you remember when Chevy
Chase... He made him work, Paul. You know who did a first ballot fucking Hall of Fame from all of those fucking press cunts? Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan would write the article for him. They love that guy. I'm not going up there, kids with Rick.
Yeah, well,
He's out
Bill
there
Parcells.
playing with his wife's feet.
Yeah.
He's as fat as they are. They fucking loved him.
Yeah,
Belichick's out there giving him fucking one-word answers, banging a 26-year-old. I mean, and he's got 8 rings. He was reminding them on all levels that they lost.
Do you remember? You remember Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation when he kidnapped Randy Quaid? When he goes, I want him right here, with his, taken from his place and so with a big bow. And I want to tell him I just picture, I just want the Hall of Fame decision maker to just be fucking put in that situation.
It's writers, right? It's just like baseball.
Yeah, it's a bunch of writers.
Whoever the fuck it is. The Hall of Fame should have been like, guys, what are we doing? There's got to be an override of that.
Yeah, this should be an automatic. If you break several records, we have to, then consider.
Well, can we get to Roger Craig? Roger Craig was doing in the 80s.
He's great.
So ahead of his time. That guy, dude, back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember this. You threw a fucking more than a 2-yard pass to a running back. You had a 50-50 chance he was going to drop it. All they did was, because the running game was such a big thing, you never threw it. There was Walter Payton.
Yeah.
That's why they gave it to the fullback.
Yeah, they did all of that shit, and this guy came in, and he was a absolutely ferocious runner, not afraid of contact, knees high, and he could have gone in just as a running back, but he had wide receiver skills. And with that West Coast offense with Joe Montana and Bill Walsh, the guy was dude, it's the Marlon Briscoe thing, where Marlon Briscoe was playing quarterback in the 60s. You were seeing the modern day NFL. I just don't understand why. I mean, there's always going to be people that are overlooked, but Roger Craig should have been in. I'm going to remember that chick from the Yankees, Roger Clemens. I'm going to do.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh my goodness
of all the
gracious!
things I've ever seen. Yeah,
that's one of my favorite calls. But he should have gotten in the 90s, dude. He should have been in almost 30 years ago.
So Roger Craig I didn't know this. He was the first guy to record 1,000-yard rushing and receiving.
In the same season. And he did it in the 80s.
Yeah. He was my first memory of watching football ever. My older brother told me about the 49ers and Joe Montana, and it was the 80s, and I wasn't able to. I'm probably, 9 years old, 8 years old, and I remember Roger Craig, his socks were coming down, and they go, he ran out of, the guy that runs out of his socks would always, they said by the end of the game, his socks, which were up normally to his knees, were down by his ankles, and he goes, this guy runs out of his socks. And they had number 44, who I believe was Tom
when he ran, his
Rathman.
knees went up to his shoulders. You took a beating tackling that guy.
Yeah, who was the fullback? Tom Rathman, 44.
That's the second half of the 80s. I think that's who it was.
Yeah. All right, Andrew, what was the other prop you just put up?
Yeah, I said a bunch. They're more so long shots. I mean, that's kind of the fun.
Yeah, these are just ridiculous.
Will the game go to overtime? Plus 750. You know what though? $10 on that, you get a few hundred. A couple $100 never hurt. Go ahead. What else? That's a fun one.
$5, but yeah.
I like that one.
See, I like that one too. Yeah,
Down punt inside the 5-yard line. That's definitely doable.
Well, you got to put 200 to what? Make 100?
No, 100 to make 200.
100 to make 200.
I never understand. What is so plus 200?
So you double your odds, you double your bet.
Okay. So it's like a percentage thing. I only do this every fucking week.
Thankfully, it calculates it for you because I couldn't do it.
What else, Andrew? Longest field goal made over under. Oh, dude, that's why it's under though. That's why it's it's almost like favored to happen. That's a definite.
I made sure to include that one because I know that we talk about the juiced up balls all the time and how far these guys kick. So I was like, oh, well, we got to think about the over here.
I feel like they backed off the juiced up balls though.
Because
everybody started saying like, dude, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it sort of backed off. But there was like a moment in the season where people were like fucking kicking 60-yarders like it was nothing. And I think too many people talked about it. It's like Kansas City last year. Too many people being like, the refs are helping them out. And I feel like they called the dogs off in the Super Bowl.
A 2-point conversion is attempted. That's a definite.
I like that.
I'm surprised 2-point conversion in the first quarter. I would have thought that those were the
No, dude, that's a definite. I like these. These are all available, right, on BetMGM?
Yeah, these are all on BetMGM, so these are kind of the best ones.
Drake May, and Sam Darnold to each have 15-plus passing yards. What?
Okay.
That's
Paul?
weird.
Yes.
That's weird.
Fucking weird. Paul, I'm telling you right now, bury the Patriots at 4.5. The fact that fucking line is there, that seems like a joke. That's like 2 passes they could do that.
Yeah, like
I'm
15
telling you,
yards.
Paul. I'm telling you.
Hey, you've been right all year. Bill, you've been right all year. This is your year.
Take the fucking Pats getting 4.5. If that's what fucking Vegas is looking at, because that's a sucker bet right there. That's the fucking bet that everybody jumps on that hook. Are you fucking kidding me? This is gonna be a joke.
There's plenty of quarters where quarterbacks don't throw.
Oh my God, dude, that's
a weird. It's that low, Paul, with the defense. I'm telling you, Paul. I'm telling you,
dude. Listen, Bill.
This is gonna be one of those. It's gonna. All right, I'm gonna shut up.
No. You shouldn't, because here's why. If Bill, if Bill Burr's not made you money this year, you're not paying attention.
True.
Well, in the playoffs, I crushed it. I was 50-50.
Dude, you had a year. Go ahead, Andrew. What else?
Regular season.
Billy Rothstein.
We don't count the playoffs, so BetMGM can save face. That's what we do in this podcast.
You shattered every non-quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP. I mean, Saquon Barkley did it last year, right?
But who thinks Sam Darnold's going to win the MVP? I just jinxed it. But I don't know. This
kind of feels like this just feels like one of those quarterback games where they're going to give it to one of the two. They always give it to the quarterback. So somebody would have to have one wide receiver would have to have 200 yards or one running back. Yeah, because they're not going to give it to last time they gave it to a defensive player, who's that? Was it like Randy White and Harvey Martin in the late 70s or something?
Yeah,
the Broncos.
We were talking about that today. You would need 2 interceptions and one for a pick six to win it to get that.
I feel like now you'd have to do some Deion Sanders.
It's going to be Sam Darnold or Drake May.
Does Kenneth Walker get 350 yards and 3 touchdowns?
No, and you're not going. Nobody's going to run like that on the defensive line of the Patriots. It's going to be Sam Darnold or Drake May for MVP. What else?
I didn't send you guys this one, but there was one. The method.
By the way, this is just real quick, just to connect to that. These are the odds for Super Bowl MVP. Sam Darnold plus 115, Drake May plus 230.
That kind of makes sense because they basically think it's gonna be a quarterback, and then
so Drake May. If I bet $100, I make 230. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Here's another one I thought you guys would be interested in because it'd be kind of fun.
I don't fucking like this. What now? Why is he plus 230? It seems like this is what I feel like the bookies are saying. They're saying the Pats are going to cover, but Seattle's going to win with that.
Yeah.
I think the number tells you that.
Because you have to, Paul, you got to look at these not as what you think's going to happen. You got to look at this shit. Anything that makes you fucking your blood rush a little bit.
Yep.
You know that they're trying to get you to go that way. Why are they doing it? Oh, Paul, I'm in full paranoid mode right now.
Dude, you know what? That's the thing about having your team in it. I kind of like don't envy you guys right now because if the Giants weren't in, I'd be a wreck. A wreck.
You're right,
Dude.
Paul. It'd be much better to not have you. No, I'm just
No. Listen,
That's one way to look at it. Now,
I just mean nerve-wise. Like
I know what you
dude,
mean.
my son, I'll be honest with you, my son Lucas, dude, my wife and I like have to like move things in the house when the Knicks are in the playoffs. Like I don't know what he would do with the Giants, a one and done, dude.
Dude, I won't watch big games that have my team in it with my kids there. Like I don't want them to see me like that. Dude, what is this fucking AI stupid fucking camera doing? Can you just stop? Can you just stop fucking moving? What is it doing?
it's just so that it follows you. You know, it's for
Cinematic.
better
No, but I
framing.
sit back, it zoomed back, it came in, it came
Yeah,
out. What is it
I'll
doing
shut
right
the
now?
setting off on your iPad next.
So
time
I'm
we do that.
Jake, you were saying something?
No. You know what, dude? Just tell me how to do it.
All right.
Okay, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for one day. Andrew.
I was
Fix
saying
the
the,
man's fucking Zoom. He still doesn't know how to use
Yeah,
the
yeah.
iPad.
I was just saying the method of the first turnover, being a turnover on downs at plus 300, I thought would be fun just because we talk about all the time. These teams go
That's
for it
a
on every
fun
fourth
one.
down. So
That's a fun
that's the
one.
reason I was like mentioning that one. Just
Is there a turnover prop? Is there an interception prop?
What about that guy one year that he bet that someone would run out on the field and then he ran out on the field?
Yeah.
And he won like $8,000 and he paid like a fucking $300 fine. I don't know what it. Somehow the math worked out.
I saw that post.
That was a streaker.
Dude, what he should have done was he should have fucking had one of his friends bet it. He still didn't get in trouble. Like I'm surprised the casino, because he's right there. It's like is he cheating? It's like I didn't cheat. I actually did it, and I got arrested. So
Yeah.
I'm not counting cards. I'm in jail.
Andrew, is there a turnover thing or no?
That's what I'm looking at now. We're
No.
in the defensive section.
Yeah, it's very specific. It'll be like, is this player going to force the turnover or whatever? But like that's like that's too niche. That definitely is something crazy to bet on.
Method of first turnover, as Jake
That's the
found
one I was
earlier.
talking
By the
about,
way,
yeah.
if you're on BetMGM, certain states do not allow certain bets. So, like, this is Jersey. We're looking at Jersey. They allow
Of course
all.
of course we are. Of course
Jake
we're
and I
looking.
both couldn't find it early in the week. We had to email and we were like, "Hey," when they said, "Oh no, you gotta set it to Jersey,
Gotta be in New Jersey.
so you can see them all."
God put New Jersey that close to New York so New Yorkers could feel better about their scumbags.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, what do you guys think's going to happen for the actual game? I mean, I
New
know-
York,
Yeah,
New
let's-
Jersey, New whatever, New Bedford. Anytime there's a new in it, it's just, you got to watch your wallet.
That's that old stand-up joke.
New
That old
Orleans?
stand-up joke, Chris.
New Hampshire, I don't give a fuck. Anything with new in it, just watch yourself.
Remember Chris? I saw Chris Rock at the Stress Factory when I featured that week, and Vinny Brand told me to come and see Chris Rock that week, and then they charged me back in the day. I'll never forget that, Vinny. I don't care if you see this.
I
But,
heard he's going to run for office. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
He has
great.
the background for it.
Chris Rock goes, New Brunswick. He goes, I hate to see old Brunswick. And it's like, that's a known thing. All right, you know what? We should do our picks, and we'll start with Andrew and Jake, and then me and Bill will finish off the season. Guys, so what we'll do now is we will do our picks for the show. We'll start with Andrew and Jake. And then Bill and I will close this puppy out and get everybody ready for the weekend. So,
We're
Jake,
not going to do the Pro Bowl next week?
no, it was last week. It was a fucking flag football game.
Flag football game.
Flag football and dodgeball.
That's how bad it's gotten to flag football. But you know what, Jake?
That's how they're finally realizing what playing the game of football does to your brain. There's no reason to do the extra.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Play pickleball. Just it's so stupid.
Is pickleball over?
No,
It's still popular.
it's still popular.
It's
It's
still
not-
going.
It was getting so
It'll
much
crash.
press.
Like highlight.
It's sort of the middle ground between ping pong, Marty Supreme, and
tennis.
tennis. Thank you.
Uh,
All right, Jake. Sorry, go ahead.
Jake the Snake, you have the honors. You have the honors of starting off your Super Bowl pick, buddy.
This is tough because it's really a perfect number at 4.5. I think Seattle's probably the better team, but New England's been great all year. I love Vrabel. They've done a great job. So I think Bill's instincts are right. I think the NFL will want the Seahawks to win and the Patriots to cover. So I think that's just going to happen. I'll take the 4.5 with the Patriots.
Andrew Zemlis.
I'm going to go Patriots, obviously. I mean, it's pretty simple. I actually feel good about this. I asked my friend at basketball last week, who's also from Massachusetts. I was like, yeah, I feel pretty good. I go, and I don't just feel that way. I actually considered it, and I actually feel pretty good about this game. So,
relaxed confidence.
Yeah. I really do. I think we're going to control. I think we're going to control I think we're going to control most of the game. So, clock and at least two sides of the ball. So, here we go.
All right, we got two Patriots. You know what, Bill? I'll let you close this puppy because you had the good year. All right, look, this game, I've been going back and forth with this in my head up until this show. I've been thinking so many different things. I think Seattle has a slightly better defense, but I don't know about the coach because the Seattle coach is 2 years in. Mike Vrabel is only 1 year in with this team, but Mike Vrabel has been great everywhere he's been. So I think the coaching edge goes to the Patriots. I think there's a little more talent on the other side with Leonard Williams on the front lines of the defensive line of the Seahawks. Dude, if it was money line or a pick 'em, I might say Seattle. Oh my God, I'm going to change my pick. I thought I was going to sit on this show today and say Seattle. I really did. But you know what? I think Seattle can win the game and might win the game. I just think it would be by 3 if they did. So I'm going to take the New England Patriots getting 4.5 points. I have to take the points. So there you go. I'm taking the underdog for the Super Bowl.
All right. I like that you said if it was 3. I think 3 is a push. I feel like Seattle is the better team athletically at all the positions, and I think we have the advantage at the coaching level. And I think we're going to do the classic Belichick thing. Whatever their strength is on offense, we're going to take it away. Everybody does that now. Broncos did that to us. Last, in the AFC Championship game. I think this is going to, how the Patriots win is we have to outcoach them. That's we have the coaches to do that. And I am a Patriots fan, so do not bet by what I say here because this is all passion. I love the Patriots. I think not only are they, I think even if we lose the game, we cover, but I think, in my heart of hearts, we're going to outcoach them. And we're going to win. That's what I want to have happen. So I almost have to remove myself from this argument, dude. It's my team in the Super Bowl. But all I'll say is I'm going to take the Patriots 4.5, but Seattle's a fucking great team. And I loved watching Sam Darnold getting all this shit and all of this stuff. And then finally getting with the team that knows what they're doing. Because everybody's talking about, the Patriots. Oh my God, they're back this soon. Hey, so's Seattle. Seattle they didn't go away for that long either. So I think these are both great organizations. And like I said, I think that they have better players at some key positions. We can hang with them. And what's going to level us out is Vrabel and Josh and all those guys are going to outcoach them. And then we're definitely going to cover. But as far as if we win, dude, whether we win or not, it's a flip of a coin. But I can tell you, though, if it wasn't my team, I would still take the 4.5. I love 4.5. If it was 3, I would just be that's what they should have put it at. They should have put it at 3, and Vegas would have cleaned up because it would have been a push. I think it's going to come right down to the end. Don't think it goes into overtime, though.
And if it went up to 6, I'd put both Lexuses on it. I'd put the whole house on it if it went up to 6.
All right. And having said that, dude, I don't know what is with Seattle fans. The Mariners fans are cool. Kraken fans are cool. Back in the day, I went to the Sonics. They're cool. I don't know what this Comic-Con shit is that they do when they go to games. And I shouldn't just say them, but the level of dressing up. Back in the day, there was always one idiot who did it, and it was fun because it was just that guy's out of his fucking mind. Now it's entire sections. I feel like it started with the dog pound. Grown men eating dog biscuits.
Well, don't forget though, the Raiders dress up like Darth Vader and shit.
Oh no, they completely lost their way. When I watched them in the 70s, dude, they panned to the crowd. It looked like the fucking Hells Angels were in there. Like they were really intimidating then.
Yeah.
They were just like cigarette smoking fucking and I remember just thinking like, dude, Oakland's got to be one of the toughest places in the world. Like even like Ken Stabler, until you heard him talk, because he had a high-pitched voice and kind of had the twang. But like when you just saw him with that fucking white beard and stuff, it's like he looked like their leader. Like he should have come in with the ape arms chopper. And then somewhere now that they're like dressed in like Darth Vader and Boba Fett and Chewbacca and they have like names for their characters.
It's sad.
I also feel
it's fucking sad. It's
it
just
is.
like, Jesus Christ, take that shit off and go talk to a woman.
Literally.
Turn your life around.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine what it would feel like to put the Chewbacca head on and then just go like into your seat.
Yeah, and then you lose by 40.
Yeah, and then
Dude, I don't care if you're winning.
I also feel there's a different
respect.
aspect to this. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like this game, I do feel like there's a little more pressure with Seattle. I feel like the Patriots could play a little more free. And I feel that this whole week I was like, Seattle's going to win. Seattle's going to win. And then something in me was like, nah, dude, I don't know. So I think it's the points, but it should be a great game. We hope that you guys enjoy the game.
The
As a matter of
Jets
fact,
guy was cool. He had a
Who's
jersey
that?
and a fireman helmet. That's as far
Yeah.
as you need to go.
yeah,
You
he
start
was
borrowing your wife's makeup, Paul. You've got to have that moment. Like, what am I doing?
No, it's nuts. It's nuts. Buying-
You're not in Queen. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
taking your shirt off.
No, just watching the show over and over.
Well, guys, the whole show picked New England with the points. There you go. This is the last show of the year.
No, it isn't. We'll come back in August. It's the last show of the season. Paul, you already have me sad like the game's over. Don't do this.
Hey, Bill, it's a dog and pony show, a horse and pony show. What did I say?
No, yeah, you go. It's a horse and pony show.
And Bill just goes, Paul, it's dog and pony show.
No, I said no. I go, it's pony and dog. Then I found out it was dog and pony. Like, I don't know.
And what does that even mean, by the way?
It used to be back when the circus came to town. That was part of the. There's actually, I looked it up to find that out, and there's an actual flyer that had dog and pony show, where I mean that was like, dude, this was like entertaining. You're churning your own butter. Your closest neighbor was 4 miles away. You basically married the first woman you saw.
Yeah, dude.
Whether she wanted to or not, as far as some of the history books talk about.
Dude, my grandparents
was actually coming to town, and there was a fat lady singer. They had dogs and ponies, and they do tricks. Oh my God, dude, you're sitting in the middle of nowhere whittling a stick.
I
No
Googled
online
it too.
porn, Paul.
No, I Googled it too. I Googled horse and pony, and that's just when you go somewhere and there's horses and ponies to like ride.
I've been reading this Mark Twain biography that came out recently. He's Chernoff. He does these really in-depth biographies. They're really good. And just reading Twain, going to these places and sending these letters back to America. Like, these people had never heard or seen any of this shit. And it's like the world was so big then. And yeah, like you said, like just what people experience, like, oh my God, a dog and pony show's coming to town. Like, and you hear about it, it's like, yeah, it sounds like a
Dude, the
blast.
stuff Mark
He's
Twain
so
wrote.
funny.
The
It's
stuff, dude.
unbelievable.
Have you ever read, Paul? You ever read Mark Twain? Dude, it sounds like he's talking about social media now. He was talking about people back then.
Wow. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, and it's
great.
like fucking hilarious. I remember I still can't find it. They had a collection of his short stories. I read it in when I was in LA in the late 90s.
I'm reading this one while I'm reading the other book, because as I go through time, I want to like actually read the stuff that he's reading. So this is the one I'm reading now. This is Tales, Speeches, Essays, and Sketches. But the actual one that he wrote while abroad is called The Innocents Abroad, or The New Pilgrim's Progress. But yeah, that I'm going to start reading next week. But
I can't remember the name of the one that I was reading, Paul. It was a collection of his short stories, and he was talking about wherever he was, how fucking stupid the people were. Dude, I was reading a book laughing out loud. And at that point, the book was like 90 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, no, dude, that guy is like one of
What year did he die?
Like
early last century, I think 20s, 19.
Lloyd, chill out.
I think he died.
Be funny if there's actually an axe murderer out there. and the dog's like,
1910.
all right, you know, I tried.
Did you hear George
You
Wallace?
told me to chill out.
Did you hear George Wallace's? Dude, George Wallace was on a radio show, and he made me burst out laughing. He goes, "How come the dogs always got to get the last bark out?" And he'd be like,
Yeah, my dog does that.
it's like last licks. All right, guys, you guys know the drill. Download the app. Use our code Burr, BURR. Thank you so much. Put as little as $10 in. You get $1,500 in bonus bets and the first touchdown. If your player gets the first touchdown, you win. If they don't, but get the second, you get your cash back. As we always say, bet responsibly. Have fun with it. Enjoy. And here's what I'll say. Do not invite anybody to your Super Bowl party that is not into the game. That's the message.
And also, thank you to all you guys for watching again this year. We had a great time. I love doing this podcast. Jake the Snake, dude, we got to get a hang in a couple of times before August.
Absolutely. We'll love it.
I'm living vicariously through you. I'm a married man. Are you cutting weight? What do you got on? You look like you got a trash
Yeah, I
bag
got
on.
Well, I have the merch on.
Oh, you do? Oh, all right.
Rocking on the last day.
Dude, those merch held up. My wife and son, they all have that tie-dye shirt from the Halloween one, and they hold up well. By the way, I'm going to be in L.A. from the 15th to the 19th. We should do a little A.B. dinner.
I love it.
Let's
Little Dantanas or something like that. Hey, listen, on me.
You got to go chicken palm.
These
Hey,
are
Bill,
in the store too.
On
these
me.
Are in these are in the store too. Just got to ship one of these.
logo.
Oh, we
I'll
got
drop
new
one
merch.
off.
Is that the football?
Yeah, they just got a little late in the
that's
season
awesome.
here. We put it together, but yeah, Paul, I'll bring one over. Jake, I'll bring one over. That's the
That's a
simple
cool
thing.
one.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Cream
That's
colored.
really
You got
cool.
kid sizes? My kids would love that.
Yeah, dude,
I'll have
I
them
need a
send- I'll have them
package.
send some smalls, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, enjoy the Super Bowl, and you'll be hearing from us real soon. Take care.